aka the Black Panther of Nigeria, aka the villain of truth. Yeah. On today's episode, I will be discussing on children can be stressful, humans can be ungrateful. I'm waiting for a few people to join me live. Yes, I'm having few people that I'm interviewing today. All right. Okay.
She's like disturbing us.
Yeah.
Welcome to the villain of truth. Welcome to the man of thoughts.
Man of thought
The Black Panther of Nigeria.
Kò pé méjì. According to the Yoruba, they say kò pé méjì. Folade, do you know the meaning of kò pé méjì?
That comedy is like two.
Yes, it means
Like
they did not complete two. That means only one Black
there's
Panther.
only one person. That is Black Panther that can say the road. That is the Black Panther of Nigeria.
Yes, that is the villain of truth.
That is also the Black Panther of Nigeria.
Yeah.
That's always the villain.
I am also the villain.
Oh.
You know, the idea of a villain is the idea that you are a destructive person, or you are someone who don't care about the masses. That's what it means to be a villain.
But you are villain.
But what I mean by the villain of truth simply means that
the superhero.
No, what I mean is that I don't care about how people's perception is. I speak the truth regardless of how people try to see it. That's what I mean by the villain of truth. So today's episode we're discussing about
children.
How do you know? Okay, because I said it earlier.
Yes. I talk about children.
Yeah. I spoke about the idea that children are, how did I even put this subject? I said children can be frustrating or disturbing, and
but parents can be truthful.
No, but parents or adults can be ungrateful. So
even truthful.
Moderator, hello. There's a reason why I was saying that. Good morning, everyone.
You are welcome.
Welcome to the
man of thoughts.
To the man of thoughts and the villain of truth. The only Black Panther of Nigeria. I'm here this morning and just to have a quick talk with you guys, while my expectation is I will be going out soon. That's my boy there, and this is Temitope. This is my daughter.
My daughter, my son.
Yeah. And there's something I would have loved to share with people. Today tends to be Friday, and I understand this is morning time. Hello, yeah, moderator, I can hear you. I can see you. Good morning. For those of us who are just joining, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about children now.
Don't worry, I'm on live. You don't need to disturb me when I'm live. Let me talk, sit back. Yeah, I have 12 people watching, and now it moves to 7. Sometimes it fluctuates due to my network, and it reflects late, sorry. So the idea this morning is to talk about the importance of children and how humans can be ungrateful even having having. Oh, Lord of God. Leave this to me.
It's only for the video.
There are a lot of men in today's world, a lot of people who make decision to go into a relationship. They most likely would have called it marriage. But I tell people this, that the essence of relationship is to navigate your way into marriage if both of you are actually serious about the relationship. All right, moderator, have a nice day too. Have a nice day too. The idea of relationship is that you navigate your way into having a long lasting relationship. But at the end of the day, if you are able to figure out, Temitokpe, if you're able to figure out that you want a successful relationship, and then it simply means that if you find the spouse that you think is Jesus Christ, if you find a spouse who both of you can move the journey of your life together, oh God, Gee, Gee, be silent a little bit. Or you want to go meet mama?
Oh, okay. Maybe she wants you.
I know. So what I'm saying in essence is that a lot of us make decisions to go into relationship. I'm speaking to go into relationship, and why we make decisions to go into relationship, and we're trying to establish a family, we need to understand the idea that to establish a family can be very stressful. Can be very stressful. I believe most of my audience are filled with people who are married or those who are expecting to get married soon, and those who are looking to either have family, but at least, without a shadow of a doubt, majority of them are adults. Mama, Kolade, call your mommy to come carry Timmy. Yeah. So there's an idea behind this conversation I want to have, but okay. That's exactly what I meant by this topic. Children can be very stressful. Oh, okay. Let's stay outside. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Leave my phone. Children can be very stressful. But every stress you find in a relationship, every difficulties you find in a relationship falls back to you being ungrateful. And trust me, I know a lot of people would say, oh, what is this guy saying? Or what did he mean by what he's saying? I have heard countless of people talk about relationship in a sense that I want to go into marriage, but I don't understand the difficulties and challenges of having children. And I always tell people that if you actually have any intention to have children in marriage, then you should be very sure
The Black Panther was trying to.
color day. Yeah, I'm busy, please. The idea of children can be very stressful, and it becomes part of our own life. But there is always a blessing when you make a decision to have children, which simply means that the blessing is actually the stress in it. The problem is that a lot of humans today, I don't even know, maybe I would say we are trying to evolve, or maybe we're having bigger challenges. The challenges in a sense that we have been disconnected from exactly what we are biologically. Promise. Where is Mama? Carry Temi and go and meet her. Ha, Maliko Sondaya. All right. There's a blessing as a man making a decision to establish a family. And a lot of us underestimate such blessing and such responsibility. Most responsibility in life is a blessing. It is more or less like in today's world, we do not understand that sometimes our essence in life is for us to be a gift and for us to serve others. What do I mean by such statement? It simply means that as much as we have life within us, the next thing we are ought to do is to make sure we serve others. Part of it might come as a point of we serving God. Part of it might come as we serving humans. Part of it might come as a point of we serving the society. Part of it might come as a situation where we have to serve our nations. There are all kinds of ways that humans, as much as we are alive, we have to serve. Our life has no meaning when we have nothing to serve, if we have no service to render to life. When people take their life, it is simply because they've lost purpose for life. They've gotten to a particular position where they think, oh, I have no use here on earth. I have no service I can render to the universe or to the society at large. And I want to bring our consciousness and awareness to the reality of the fact that sometimes the stress that we engage ourselves with every single day is part of a blessing and part of us fulfilling our destiny. When we get to certain positions in life where we believe that I want to enjoy my life, and this particular life I want to enjoy, I don't want anything to disrupt it. That is a minor, that is a small way, that is a micro way to live your life. When you make a decision to go into a relationship with someone, the when you make a decision to have children, the idea is to serve. I have seen lots of people clamor around and tell you how much they want children in their life. how they can't wait to carry their own children. And then you will be so amazed at the same time that these individuals would have the same children they've been clamoring and praying for. And after those children reflect in their life, then they start saying the situation of life is difficult. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to underestimate our realities. I am not in any way trying to underestimate our reality. But I will say this. I was having a conversation yesterday when we were talking about the truth around 9 p.m. African time yesterday. While we are having this discussion, we came up to a topic when we talk about the truth. And one of the things we were able to relate with the audience is to understand that everything that people say, it matters how you decide to interpret what they say. And for me, I think the same thing is applicable to life. If you don't know how to interpret your situations in life, you can mostly get overwhelmed by the situations of your life. Something is on. Don't worry, go inside. I will put it on for you. So sometimes we get overwhelmed simply because we do not know how to interpret the situations of our life. Now, I'm going to be giving little example and little analogy. But before I dive in, please, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have only 3 likes. I would appreciate if others can actually show love by liking. Yeah. So it is very important for us to see that how we decide to interpret every situation in our life determines how far we can go with the situation. Part of the example I'm going to give is this. Initially, when I was about to get married, I was scared. When I was about to have my first child, I was worried. Here is my worry. The reason why I was worried is, who do I want to be as a father? How do I want to establish a relationship with my children? I want to establish a legacy, and the legacy matters to me because I know that the purpose of my life is to serve. And I also understand this for a fact, that one of the things that is wrong with most men today is that a lot of us have taken our eyes off the goal. To understand that the purpose of our life is absolutely to serve. And because we do not understand that the purpose of our life is actually to serve, what we do is that we make the wrong choice due to our pleasure and our desires. What I mean is this. Most people get married in life to the wrong person simply because rather than them to understand that if I want to be with a woman or if I want to live my life, I can only find fulfillment in my life by the service I decide to render in my relationship, in my family, in my legacy. And the reality is this: you need somebody who can help you flourish in that particular service you want to render. In African culture, one of the ways we see things is that men are willing to provide and to protect and want to do everything for our women, regardless of the fact that the situation of the economy can be challenging, regardless of the fact that we might be having all kinds of things going on in our lives simultaneously. But I tell men this, that when you make a decision to get married to someone, you have to be very conscious and aware that you are in that relationship to actually serve. The question is, do you think who you make a choice to date is someone that will make you flourish in servicing in that relationship? And I'm going to expand on it a little bit. What do I mean by that? If you get a woman who tends to be combative with your nature, if you get a woman who is I no go gree, a woman who takes her ego into many situations because she thinks that she's the Queen Elizabeth of the world. Some people say, I know my value as a woman. And there's nothing wrong for women to have their values, because women actually have a bigger value, not just to a man's family, but to the society at large. Without women, we can't even have society in the first place. There's no such thing as nation without women. But you need to also know as a man that whatever seed you have on earth here, if you are not there to lead the child, if you are not here to be able to serve and protect and lead the child to be a contribution to the society, then what you're doing is that you are going to be laying or giving birth to children that will be trouble in the society. So what do I mean? I would say this, part of the reason why I enjoyed the struggle of raising my children, the struggle of them disturbing, is simply because of the kind of woman I got married to. Because she makes the atmosphere great for me to be able to flourish as a father for the children. She understands that I have this intention. It wasn't easy. I didn't wake up one day and I became a good father to my children. I don't know if I'm good. The testimony is definitely going to come from the children themselves when they grow up. But I think I am doing my best. I can be better, but I know I'm doing my best. The only reason why this is possible is basically because of the woman in my life. When a woman is less combative to your nature, when a woman is less combative and allows you as a man to be able to push your way, and she can lead you in that relationship without leading you with her mouth, calling your attentions to the things you need to pay attention to, but are not being combative with it. She doesn't challenge your ego. She makes you feel that she wants the best for you, and she wants you to be able to flourish in a great way. It doesn't take that much for men to become a better man. There were times in my life earlier that I wouldn't say that I was a great man in my relationship. No, everyone has flaws. There was a time I was actually scared, like, who would I be to my children? Who do I want to be with my wife? And rather than for me to see the situations of my life to be stressful at the moment, I see everything as a blessing. The reason why it's possible is simply because the woman let me serve in the best way I can. Trust me, I'm not giving her everything she wants. But the best thing a woman can put into you as a man is a woman can believe in you. When a woman trusts in you and shows that she believes in you, it is a way that she surrenders to the current. It's like you going to the sea and you want to swim in the sea. Your intellect can do not much, but when you surrender to the current, you can flow with the current. As a man, if you want to be successful in establishing anything, I'm not saying you're going to be a perfect man when you're going into a relationship. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying one of the reasons why a lot of men have not been able to become better people today is simply because they have not seen someone who says, I trust you, I believe in you, I know you can be a better man. Trust me, a lot of people will say, oh, men are this, men are that, men are all kinds of things. Yeah, you can say whatever you have to say, and the result would not change through your actions and your complaints. Earlier this year, when I found myself in jail, what I realized in jail, the section I was in when I found myself in jail, because I fought with certain real estate organization, yeah, I was proud to go to jail. It was nothing because it was all false allegation. So I was doing well with it. I was smiling when I was in jail. Here's what I observed when I was in jail. People were brutalizing one another in jail. There was a section there. They would ask you for money. They would beat you up, all kinds of things. When I went to jail, I already knew exactly what I was going to do. But what I discovered, the reason why I was able to change the perception of the people in jail was that I had to let them understand that there's goodness in each and every one of them. I made them understand that there's something good inside every single one of them. The reason why a lot of them became so barbaric and become evil when they get to jail is simply because they have not seen anyone to encourage them in their entire life to say, I know you are a good man. I believe in you. I know you can become a better person. Word of encouragement has been removed from the life of most men. And then we expect the society to be great. That was one of the secrets and the biggest weapon that my wife has over any other woman in my life or that have ever crossed my path. Even when I was imperfect in many things, I'm still imperfect. I saw my growth within the period of 2 years, within a period of 3 years, simply because I had a woman in my life who kept saying, I know you are going to be a good father. I know you have a good heart. I know you would make it. Even when things are very, 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 very difficult. Most women in today's society, nah. Do you know who I am? I know my value as a woman. You try to be so competitive on every single thing with your man, it would never flourish to be a better man for you. When a man is being encouraged every single time and he sees that people believe in him and people trust him, that is the best strength you can give to a man. He's going to move mountains for you. He's going to be the best version of himself. That is what most women are lacking in today's society. When I wanted to have children, I was very terrified of who am I going to be with my children, because I was a strong, introverted human being. 1000%. But due to the encouragement of my wife, and when I say I want peace, she will give me that peace without forcing the children on me, but gradually introduce them to me and also make them understand that or make me understand that I know you will be a better person. You are a great father. I want the best for you, and all of that. Those particular words shaped me to the extent whereby I am even more closer to my children. I wouldn't say more than half, but I am very close to my children. And then everything that I saw that was going to be stress in the relationship because of the ideas of children crying and the stress that you might experience, because some of them would definitely drain you. But everything, I perceived them to be a blessing because I saw that I was serving in that relationship. I saw that I was serving my children. I saw that I was serving indirectly the future of the society. So the question is this: when men and women make decisions to go into relationship, are you going in to serve? Are you going in to make the other person a better version of themselves? Or are you going to compete? If you go into a relationship just to compete with the other person, no wonder you would have the result a lot of people are having. If you make a decision to surrender to the relationship, trust me, no one knows tomorrow. But the problem is that a lot of people are so anxious of tomorrow, are so protective of tomorrow, that they are not willing to support the relationship to flourish. And I ask myself this question most times. I'm like, what's wrong with most relationships today? No love. Everyone is in for themselves. And we think that individuality can make us strong. I'm a PhD, I'm a BSc, and all those stuff that some women and all these things they say. Right now, when you go on Instagram, you see a lot of people keep screaming, men are no more approaching us and the rest of it. Men are like this and all of that. I'm not saying it's the fault of women. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying absolutely it's the fault of women. I'm saying that the idea of going into a relationship, maybe establishing a marriage or something like that, you shouldn't be going with the idea of being combative. A man cannot flourish or become his better self when you are being combative in marriage with that individual. In fact, everything he's going to do whenever he's in a relationship with you is going to be more stress to his soul and to his spirit. If you give him peace, and when I say the word peace, I mean you introduce life to him, because this is it. The Bible itself in Proverbs says that a wise woman buildeth a house, and the foolish one plucketh it down with her own hands. You have to ask yourself a question. Are you helping? Are you making life so stressful to the man? And I'm not saying you're making life stressful to a man because you ask him questions. My wife asks me questions. My wife kind of challenged me in many ways. But when I use the word challenge, I'm not talking about challenge like in an aggressive way. The problem is some people want to challenge their husband, but they became very aggressive. When you become aggressive, you know what a man does? Most men, they turn that aggression also to their children, because they feel like they are not being appreciated. And when they feel they are not being appreciated, they do not have the ability to serve in that relationship. What most men want is someone that can believe in them and someone that can trust them. With that being said, the joy of having children, when they disturb your life, they frustrate you and they stress you, count it all joy as a man because you're serving. One of the person that can truly appreciate you and give you encouragement to become the best version of yourself is the kind of woman you choose. And that's why I made a statement yesterday in one of my episodes that I said, stop asking women, what do you bring to the table? Stop. Men, stop asking women, what do you bring to the table? When you are asking a woman, what do you bring to the table, is simply because you are even confused on what is supposed to be on your table. If you know what is supposed to be on your table, you should know the right person that should be sitting on your table. It is a disrespectful question to ask a woman, what do you bring to the table? It doesn't make any sense. As a man, when you make a decision you want to go into a relationship, the question is you have to ask yourself, what kind of woman, what kind of character, how decent is the woman? Who is she going to be as a wife? And what is she going to be possibly as a mother? These are the questions you would ask yourself. And when you see a woman walking, you don't see a woman who dressed like a slut and you go ask her, hey, I love you. And most of you are being controlled by your genitalias. And then you say, I love you, I want to be with you and the rest of it. And then after you have some time with her, you start asking her, what does she bring to the table? She brings your head to the table. You should know. There's a difference between short-term relationship and a long-term relationship. And if you want a short-term and a long-term relationship, then it means something is wrong with you. You should be asking yourself a question that, do I want a long-term relationship? What is your priority? That's what you go after first. Most of you invest in short-term relationship expecting magic to just happen, and then you are going to see the right woman, and the right woman will come into your life and she's going to elevate you and the rest of it. Do you think life is a magic? Some of you know decent women. Some of you know the women who are possibly going to be a good wife to you. And trust me, I tell people, it is not difficult to know a good woman. It is not difficult to know a good woman. It is not difficult to know a woman, a lady who is going to be a good wife and who is going to be a good mother. There's a distinction between both. And most times when men wants to get married, most young men today, a lot of people focus on wife. And the idea of wife, the most reason why they are rushing and carrying her to the altar is basically because of sex. And when sex is your priority, you forget the fact that there's a time she will lose all the beauty. There's a time whereby all those things you are calling chemistry, none of it will work, and sometimes it won't work. And then she would navigate from a wife that you see her to become a mother. And then the question is this: you have been able to handle a wife. Can you handle a mother? When most men talk about, I want to have children, most of you just think that children will just fly from heaven, wow, and come. You don't understand that it's going to take process, and the process is not funny. The process is not smiling. I tell you, if a woman believes in her heart that she's so strong and independent and believe in individuality, do not think that that is the woman you should approach that is going to be a great wife for you. She might be a great wife at the moment when the chemistry is okay. Who is she after the chemistry is not there? And trust me, I know it's going to be offensive to women too. But most ladies, a lot of you find them in the club, you find them in parties. And when you find them in this particular location, you just automatically believe that they can become the best version of being a wife and being a mother. Some of you, no wonder a lot of people now invest in baby mamas and baby fathers. You guys are not just destroying your life, you're destroying the society and you're destroying the nation. And in fact, you are destroying the works of God. Because the essence of life is for us to flourish as human beings and create the best version of the next generation so that they can always be peace and harmony. For your children to be able to experience that, you have to be the right man first. Because when some people ask me, how do I get the right woman in my life? I ask them a question. I say, are you the right man for the woman that you're searching for? If you're not the right man, you can't find the right woman in your life. Most men who seek for the right woman cannot marry themselves if they were a female. So the reality is that are you competent to be the kind of man a woman would want to be with? A woman can actually trust your leadership. A woman can actually submit to your leadership. Because if you're not that kind of man also, then there's a kind of problem. So it's kind of complicated in many ways. But I want you to understand today that if you're going into a relationship, it is a blessing and an honor for you to serve. When you're having children in a relationship, it is a blessing and an honor for you to serve. Don't joke with it. Understand it is a duty in your life. It is where you are going to find purpose in life. Life has no meaning except the meaning we give to it. And we find meaning in where we actually serve. With that being said, good morning to everyone. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel. Tomorrow we have a discussion we'll be having with a real estate. Today I am yet to understand what we are going to be having by 9 p.m. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel. A lot of stuff is going to be coming up very soon on my show. So sit tight, subscribe, and we would subsequently have conversations like this in the morning. If there's any question, I'm going to be giving about 2 minutes for us to throw a question. And if I have to elaborate on anything, yes, I will. If there's no point of elaborating, then we round up for the day. If there's any question regarding the subject I talked about, please ask. We have about 1 minute, 30 seconds to go. Any question for the day? Some people are already aware that I'm rounding up for the day, so they leave. That's fine. Any question? All right, it seems there's no question. With that being said, have a great day ahead. See you later today by 9 p.m. Today is Friday, right? So have a blessed day. Peace. Bye-bye for now.